Well, talking about the Bucs, let's talk about Cole Beasley, obviously coming in now in good shape, ready to go in. He said that it's amazing if you think about him. He's still a great player. He was just sitting around waiting for the right roster, right, to join onto. And obviously when Tom Brady calls, he'd pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Don't know firsthand, but I would imagine I would pick up the phone if I saw TB12 calling. And so he's coming in to join. He needed the help there. Julian Edelman was sitting in your seat a couple weeks ago. Are we going to see him, you think, suddenly show up towards the end of the season and
If I was Edelman, I'd start working out now. I'm looking at the injuries to the wide receivers that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, and this is if he really wants to play. You know, it's like if he really wants to play. And the question is if Tom says and calls, "Hey, this is my last year, man. Come play with me." If you're Edelman, are you like, okay? Or are you like, are you sure, Tom?
Yeah. You really your last year?
Because you lied to us.
Really?
Stop lying.
Like, we gave you this whole little farewell thing last year, and what do you do? I mean, I would start. Listen, Edelman loves Tom Brady, and I know Tom loves him. He had some of the best years of his life playing with Tom. I think the relationship, you know, it's like Tom helped him by throwing him a lot of balls. Nah, I think Edelman helped Tom as well by being a former quarterback who knew when to be, where to be, and made himself available for Tom. And that relationship is something that Tom would welcome if he's in the proper shape and he can go out there and really help the team.
It's him and Gronk, right? I mean, everyone just kind of assumes.
I think Gronk fell for it last year. He said, "Nah, Tom, you didn't get me again."
Ain't falling for the okey doke.
You're not doing. I'm not falling for the pump fake. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
He came back and got a Super Bowl out of it, though.
I know. But last year was rough. Gronk got big. Hey.
Well, it was early on. I mean, what was it, week 3 or 4 against the Rams? He had broken ribs and kind of was never the same.
Yes. Gronk last year was rough on Gronk. It's a rough year for him.
Plus, Gronk looks like he's about a 220 right now, so
Gronk looks pretty thin.
Gronk's going in the same vein as Ed O'Neill. He wants a couple of seasons. He wants. He's got some nice hardware. He's got good rings. Then he wants to go be an actor. Don't you think he wants to keep that face pretty? Come on, Chris. You know it.
Prove.
I mean, Gronk's the greatest tight end ever. He has nothing to prove.
Nothing.
His Hall of Fame speech, I can't wait for because it could be anything. Like he could be up there and be like, "Thank you," and walk off, or it could be
it's the greatest speech
a
ever.
20-minute stand-up routine. Like I'm excited for it.
It's definitely not just going to be thank you.
Are you saying that because you
like
like the Patriots that he's the greatest tight end ever, or you're like serious?
He's serious.
I'm serious.
I always thought it was Tony Gonzalez.
Another guy that played in Kansas City.
Better pass. Who's a better tight end pass catcher and run blocker?
Okay.
He did both.
What do you think, Marshall?
I just asked the question.
But what do you think? Who do you think is the best tight end ever?
I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't.
You're the only one here really.
We are in the room.
I just think it's. I think it's.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, look, and the winning too. I think that matters. 4 rings.
I hear you. I don't.
Yeah, I'm just.
I always I'm. It always baffles me, and I think Gronk is. I think he was awesome. Listen, Tom Brady made a lot of people really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we have no idea.
They helped him be good too.
We have no idea. Now, Tom was good with Ben Winter Coates. It didn't matter who Tom played with at tight end. Wiggins, it didn't matter. Yeah. And when Gronk got there, Gronk was the 2 tight end. The 1 tight end was the other guy who was much better than him.
I actually thought he was better than Gronk.
He was. Yeah. So that was, and Gronk kind of became the animal that he was with a lot of the stuff. And I think how the game happened. I'm not going to take much away from Tony Gonzalez, man. Yeah. I don't think he played with the Hall of Fame quarterback. He didn't play with the Hall of Fame quarterback. Like you're not going to find one. And I look at Gonzo and what he did, and how consistently he did it for so many years. And I don't think one of the quarterbacks that he played with, we're going to look at and be like top 10. I don't know if we'll call him top 10.
Yeah, probably not. Matt Ryan might have the numbers, but no one's going to think he's a top 10 quarterback.
I'm just saying, like there's just something about, and I'm talking pass catch and run blocking.
Yeah. The thing about Gronk, too, is like he was kind of the one guy you knew the ball was going to him. And
Always.
And he still got it.
Always. And we're biased, but still.
I beg to differ.
Really?
Like Wes Welker caught 100 balls.
Yeah.
Edelman caught 100 balls. Randy Moss was there. Like there was always.
Randy Moss and Gronk never played together, but when the game was on the line, he was going to Gronk in the end zone, and more often than not, he got it.
I did feel like it was a little bit like a horror movie where you're like, you kind of know, don't open the door. Like, it's going to go to Gronk.
Yeah.
It's that same idea, don't you think?
Yes.
I
thought Gronk was going to get it.
What's the most catches he ever had in a year?
He's a tight end. He's not supposed to
I didn't
catch
ask you that,
120
but
balls.
I played running back. I caught 80. What are you talking about?
No, I love Marshall.
I will tell you this.
You
know
were
what?
different, though, bro.
Most
You were
Gronk ever
different.
caught in
He's
a
a
year,
different
he
Gronk.
caught
There's no question.
he caught 82 in
There you go.
2014.
And Kellen Winslow's good.
I do think your point about
17
Edelman being a
touchdowns.
quarterback, that was so helpful because what I loved more than anything was the trick plays. When suddenly it's Edelman and he's got the ball and he's flinging it.
He played the game so smart. Like I understood part of, I played quarterback in high school. I understood defenses, and watching him play the game, it was just like, it was fun. He and Tom, kind of the same way I was with Peyton and with Kurt. Like, they knew I understood what they understood about what was going on, and making yourself available. It's fun. It's fun when you have that. A lot of receivers that made the transition. Hines Ward was the same way. That's why he was the guy that goes in on third down.
Mm-hmm.
He played quarterback. He understood the little nuances about playing the position and where to be and what to do. It was just like, it's almost like having another quarterback there.